Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's around 11 o'clock on October 8th, 2020, and we had an absolutely gorgeous day. I hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy it. I took a nice long hike in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. That's right, I went to New Jersey again. And the reason why is because I didn't want to deal with the problems in the middle of the island, and I also didn't want to deal with the snobs, so I just cut Long Island out of the equation completely. So, yes, we've got to deal with Delta. And, oh boy, what a monster this thing is. This is the high resolution satellite right here of Hurricane Delta here, impacting the Gulf. It's already up to Category 3. It's re-strengthened again. And we are going to look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center on Hurricane Delta, the latest advisory, and it has strengthened again from it was 115 miles an hour. It's up again. So let's take a look at the latest public advisory. We have Delta strengthening a little more, expected to bring hurricane conditions and life-threatening storm surge to portions of the northern Gulf Coast on Friday. So as of 10 p.m., its location is 25.7 north, about and 25.7 north, 93.6 west, about 285 miles south of Cameron, Louisiana. Maximum sustained winds 120 miles an hour, moving north-northwest at 12 miles an hour. Minimum sense pressure 955 millibars. That's 28.20 inches. And the hurricane force winds extend outward up to 40 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 160 miles from the center. So let's go ahead and look at our warning cone here. And you will see, I think it's going to make a landfall as a major hurricane. I don't know why they have it in H. I think it'll be major hurricane. We cannot underestimate this storm. And unfortunately, it appears to be impacting the very same area that Hurricane Laura impacted. Yeah, it was Hurricane Laura that impacted this western Louisiana area. So same thing, hurricane warnings in effect for the eastern part of Texas into western Louisiana. Tropical storm warnings for east of there. So maybe New Orleans gets off again without dodges the worst of this. Maybe they dodge the worst of it again. I'm telling you, that city is on borrowed time. So let's take a look at the latest infrared loop here, and here it is. Looks pretty healthy, and you can see really strong convection here, really powerful eye wall, and you can see all the convection flaring up. This is what an intensifying hurricane looks like, and a rapidly intensifying hurricane. That's exactly what it looks like. And honestly, I would not count an impact in New Orleans out just yet. All right, I really wouldn't at this point. We're going to look at some other satellite imagery right now. So let me go to the go to this. We'll change this over. This is what our area looks like right now. So we had a mostly sunny day, just maybe a few scattered stratocumulus clouds. Nice breezy conditions and temperatures in the mid 60s. So let's go to the Gulf of Mexico satellite loop here, so you get an idea of where this is going to wind up. All right, so this is a loop here of Delta. And then it looks like New Orleans is over here. So yeah, it looks like it might just go to the west again. It's heading right. It's taking like the same track as Hurricane Laura, which is crazy. It's nuts. Okay, so let's go to tropical tidbits once again, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at the latest spaghetti model plot for Hurricane Delta. Oh, yeah. Almost the same exact spot, maybe a little bit further east, but man, this is terrible for those people. Terrible. The best thing to do is just get the hell out of there, man. You don't want to deal with it. A lot of homes have not had their roofs replaced yet, so this is gonna finish off whatever structures are, left there. Let me go to the models here, and we will go ahead and we will start looking at Delta, and we will first start with that, obviously, because again, this is a major storm. And this is the GFS has a it's already stronger than model on the than the GFS. We'll move this along here. This is the 0C Friday, so you can see it does bring the pressure up a little bit before landfall. I don't know if I'm actually buying that, but look at that. Almost the same area Laura hit, maybe just by maybe 20 miles east of there. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. The good news is it does move at a pretty decent pace. That's the good news, at least. But that is those are some pretty tight isobars there. Let's go ahead and look at the NAM, 12 kilometer, and we do have the 0Z NAM to look at. So let's go ahead and look at that. And again, it does seem to like bring the pressure up prior to landfall. I don't know if I'm buying that, which would indicate a weakening storm. Don't know if I'm buying that. This storm has been underestimated a lot, so it's not something to fool around. But you can see again that landfall is still the same general area right there, and we can also look at the winds as well. So let's, of course, this is in knots, which I don't like, but you can see the purple wind field. This is going to cause a lot of wind, and it still comes fairly close to New Orleans too. The wind field. So New Orleans is going to have some effects, I think, from it. I think they're going to have more effects from this than they did from Laura. And again, that landfall is tomorrow night, as you see there. That's the NAM. So let's go back to the GFS here. We'll look at the wind field on the GFS. What a monster that this thing is. So this is the GFS again. Those strong ones, New Orleans is like right over here. So it's not far away from strong winds. And you know, there's going to be significant power outages once again, you know, in this area. It's going to be just terrible. And again, that landfall is tomorrow night. There's pretty much an agreement on all the models with that. There's pretty much an agreement on all the models now as far as the track, the intensity, which of course makes the forecasting easy. We're going to go ahead easier, even though it's hard to deal with another, you know, terrible natural disaster. This is the HRRR. Similar plan here, similar track there. It's pretty much, this is all an agreement here. We don't really have any. The only question is how strong it's going to be. So that is going to be the issue here. The good news is it does move along quickly, but it will still bring a lot of rain. So if we go ahead and look at the total accumulated precip on the GFS, you will see that there's going to be a swath of possibly a foot or more of rain. It's going to be very heavy rain, you know, especially in that eye wall. You know, the way the eye wall is, it's like being in a washing machine almost. It's really bad. So yeah, this is going to be another major natural disaster for the Gulf, and we'll be following it for sure. But anyway, if we do move the precipitation along, you'll get to see the track of where this thing winds up, and you'll see that rain is going to start affecting us sometime next week. So let's go to the upper air pattern here on the GFS. So here is Delta. All right. So here's, you got this. We have this trough, but it's lifting out. Now we're gonna have a ridge building in, and it's gonna go under the ridge. We're gonna get in some of that moisture. It's just gonna ride up over our area, and then we're supposed to have a trough dive down. Of course, now it's delaying it more toward the end of the week into next weekend. But this is gonna bring some pretty chilly air into the region. It's gonna get pretty chilly actually with that trough that's gonna come in, and it's gonna bring some pretty chilly air in. Let's look at the European model here. Similar idea. Cuts it like has a little cutoff there, a little piece of energy, and then the main thing dives down. Euro has a much more amplified look to it, though, and this would keep us more in the right side of the trough, which is the wet side, and the warm side, which is not what I want, obviously. So let's go ahead and look at the surface on the GFS here, and we will track Delta on this. So let's move this back. So here is, where is it? Oh boy, sorry. So there we go. was thinking it was this week. It's not. It was next week. So here it comes, landfall in Louisiana, and then moves up through Louisiana, and then it probably dissipates. It becomes a tropical depression, probably by Saturday night to Sunday. But you can see those rains are going to start making their way toward our area, and we're going to be dealing with some of those rains Monday and Tuesday. And we're going to have a tough time getting rid of them because you see, look at what we got. Stall front syndrome that we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome for a good part of next week until the weekend. So it's going to suck. That's why I hope you made the most of the weather today because it was beautiful. And then it looks like it's popping up a nor'easter or maybe even another tropical system offshore later on in the period. So that is what it looks like right there. And we're going to briefly look at our weather through the weekend here. Because again, the main focus is Delta. I still got to look at some of the models for that too. So we'll start with the temperatures here, and I'll be using the GFS, I guess, for this. So tomorrow is going to be maybe a little bit warmer in New Jersey, a couple of degrees, maybe up near 70. Long Island should be in the mid-60s. We're going to have more of a west-southwest flow, and then for Saturday, this is when we warm up into the mid-70s. It'll be kind of warm, and the same thing Sunday, mid-70s. And then there would be that rain from Delta, but I'm not even going to get into that right now. Because it's too early to say exactly what's going to happen. There's so many variables. It's hard to really, pin anything down. Let's look at the dew point. You'll see that the humidity will also come up. So one more nice low humidity day tomorrow, and then it's going to start feeling a little more moisture in the air Saturday. You can see looking at the wind barbs, they go subtly, and then there should be a decent sea breeze on Saturday, and then you can see the stall frontal boundary that the remnants of Delta are going to ride up along, and we're going to be stuck in this yuck for a good part of next week. You can see that. We're going to have to wait all week for this front to move through. So we'll be dealing with stall front syndrome next week. That's looking more and more likely, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and look at the skies. So tomorrow we should have another mostly sunny day, maybe a few more clouds. There's the cloud shield from Delta. Here's Saturday. Long Island might luck out and be in a clear area on Saturday, so we may still have a decent amount of sunshine Saturday. Sunday is when we're going to see more of the clouds enter the picture from Delta. I will look at the NAM as well with the clouds, the NAM 3 kilometer. So you can see the NAM is generating some more clouds, probably some more cumulus. So it may not be as clear, especially in the morning, but maybe by the afternoon it gets a little clearer. And then Saturday, you can see we're kind of like on the fringe there. So we might have a mostly sunny day. We might luck out and have a mostly sunny day on Saturday, though. It won't be as nice. Today was really just an amazingly picture-perfect day across our area. And we're going to talk about how picture-perfect it was. We're going to go over some observations as well with you. We will go ahead and look at Farmingdale's observation. It's right now 52 at Farmingdale. Let's see what the high was there. High was 66. And you can see clear all day. Nice low dew points. Nice northwest breezes. A little breezy at times. The gust up close to 30 at times. But that was nice. Kept you cool. Let's go ahead and look at West Hampton because I have a feeling it's dropping. No, not yet. It's still got the northwest wind. But once that northwest wind drops, it's going to probably go into the low 40s, maybe in 30s. So it hit 65 at West Hampton. And let's see what it was in New Jersey, where I was today. Let's see. We have... Oh, it's actually colder there at night. Wow, Toms River's radiating much... Toms River's colder than West Hampton. It's 41 right now. So they're having a lot more radiational cooling because the wind went calm. And let's see what it got up to today. 67. So it's a true desert. I mean, it's warm during the day and it cools off at night. A nice variation there in temperatures. Okay, windy.com. So let's go. We're not done looking at Hurricane Delta right now. So this is windy.com. This is the European model here. Now we're looking at wind gusts. All right, because this is a more accurate representation of the maximum sustained wind. So let's track this thing. So here is the European model. This is current. So let's move this 12 hours from now. This is tomorrow right around noon. You could see that you're starting to see the winds affect the coast. Tropical storm force winds. And again, look at that, strengthened up to 136. So I think this thing has potential to become a Category 4 or 4 landfall. I don't agree with the Hurricane Center. I think it could become a Category 4. Here it is. When we can see New Orleans, they're just on the fringe of the worst of the wind. The worst of it, unfortunately, Beaumont, those same cities, Lake Charles, they're going to be dealing with the same conditions that they dealt with Laura. And here you go. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So New Orleans is just on the fringe. It really looks like it's taking a very similar track to Laura. This is horrible for those people to deal with two major hurricanes in the same year, months apart, is almost unheard of. But this is what you have due to climate change. And again, this is looking at the European model, but I do think the European model has the right idea on this. I can pull up the GFS as well. But the problem with this site and using the GFS sometimes is the GFS, that's way under what it's supposed to be. So for whatever reason, this site works best with using the European model. So again, this is going to be a major disaster once again hitting these areas. And just another sign of the climate chaos that we continue to deal with here on this ever-warming Earth. And again, everybody seems to be focused on other things when this is the real threat that we really need to be addressing. But anyway, that is going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.